As an engineering lecturer, I've often had students in my office complaining that they struggle to get through everything, struggle to learn deeply and really understand what is being conveyed to them, really struggling with the pressures of engineering teaching. So because of COVID in the last 2 years, I was really concerned about my undergraduate class and also about the students and the faculty, about how they were coping with the additional stress, which is on top of all the stresses that we all know about that engineering students face, which has led us to do the survey in which we then try to measure the temperature of where the students in our faculty were at.
As an academic developer in the Faculty of Engineering, I was really concerned last year about the mental well-being of our staff. Now, some of you might remember Lilani Smith from the University of Pretoria's passionate panel on staff mental health at WEEF 2020. Today, we're going to be looking at the student perspective.
So as a postgraduate student and a collaborator on this project, I am concerned about mental health challenges of students, as we all experience, also me as a student myself. And I really would like to help to build a foundation to actually do something about mental health challenges, especially within the engineering education field, so that we can build engineering students who are equipped to face challenges, sustainability challenges in this world, and are confident to do this. There are many factors that affect mental health. Key factors being workload, study skills, resource access, and socioeconomic conditions. The status of mental health and well-being of engineering students globally has become of increasing concern, but this is relatively poorly researched. Engineering education has become increasingly complex in recent decades. Contributing factors are the significant shifts in curricula aligned to more holistic graduate competencies, during technological developments and globalization. This research study is located in a research-intensive institution in South Africa. Framed within the context of a collaborative continuous improvement ethic, an engineering faculty research team set out to determine what academic circumstances are most stressful, how the stress impacts on the cognitive, emotional, and practical lives, and what coping strategies students employ to deal with academic stress. This study uses a holistic educational model proposing that educational support should be seen as comprising cognitive, affective, and systemic domains. In engineering education, this means students need to be supported in developing the knowing, being, and doing of a future professional engineer. We did an anonymous qualitative online survey, and we distributed it to 3,000 undergraduate students. We asked them 11 questions designed to elicit possible responses according to the CAS domains named earlier. 732 students responded to the survey, and the responses were both qualitatively and quantitatively analyzed. The figure you see here shows the breakdown of typical learning scenarios and gives an indication of the reported level of stress associated with each of these. The activities have been sorting according to an incremental proportion of students from all cohorts, finding the scenario either extremely stressful, as indicated in red on the right-hand side. The second finding was on the emotional impact. So we asked the students, how does it make you feel, the stress scenarios? And we saw that the systemic factors contributed significantly to affective challenges. Some students indicate general levels of emotional distress, such as anxiety and depression. Examples are, I feel like I should just give it all up, or I'm mentally tired and depressed. So this emotional in the field, these are the very students that are also more likely to drop out. So this highlights how important it is for us to help them cope. So what is most significant here is that the coping strategies that are seen as worse are increasing in different cohorts. So it means that the later in the program, the worse the coping strategies, and the more coping strategies that students use are actually decreasing. Then we have a summary of key findings according to the CAS model. So looking at the systemic first, what we found as most significant findings that came out is the information overload and confusion, and inadequate feedback. As the effective key findings, students indicated significant levels of emotional distress. They questioned the choice of career and showed a lack of confidence. The cognitive part, here's a few quotes of what students said. The cramped schedule, so many new things to learn that there's hardly time to really grasp the concept. I feel with work and never get a chance to actually study. Last one, the workload hinders your ability to explore a module subject matter. So if we were to take a problem-focused approach, student voices in relation to coping with the workload gives us some direction. Some students describe their own active problem-focused strategies, implementing conducive time management measures, and even health-related practices. Part of the self-regulated learning graduate attribute that is intended as part of the engineering qualification is the fact that a significant number of students ask for assistance in establishing problem-focused strategies. Students acknowledged that the faculty and institute offer such assistance. However, similar to global trends reported, support was perceived as having a problem-focused approach, while students expressed the need for emotion-focused support. This emotion-focused need extends to specific requests for mental health support, which could be partially addressed through a problem-focused approach, as in the following student's suggestion. The reference to courage and lack of confidence permeates many of the students' responses. Lack of confidence has implications for effective learning, program retention, and academic success. Several students suggested relationship not only between the CAS factors, but also between problem and emotion-focused coping strategies.
It is precisely the COVID pandemic conditions that have really brought to the fore these global issues of well-being and mental health. Now, in response to the student voices and suggestions, faculty management, academics, and support staff have all collaborated on the development of an engineering student support platform, specifically focusing on mental well-being. This is intended as a step towards producing the equipped, confident, and mentally healthy engineering graduates we so desperately need to tackle these 21st century challenges.